Hey, what is up, YouTube? What is up, Christianology fam? How y'all doing? Before I even start, one thing I gotta say is shout out, shout out Candace Owens. Shout out Candace Owens, a smart, intelligent black woman. The one thing I like about Candace Owens is that she doesn't have to be naked to get men's attention. That's the best thing a woman can do. If you're not naked and you could get a man's attention for 10 minutes or more, you're doing something right. You have power in you to command a whole room. That's a saying that even your mom probably told you this, that a woman, you should be able to walk in a room and every man looks at you, not to like lust, but to like, what is that? Wow, I gotta respect her. She has some power in her. It's like the Holy Spirit is up there in her, man. That's one thing I really like about her. And that's why I keep on listening to her content. Smart, intelligent, and I hope a lot of black women could end up taking the same path as her. Don't be an exact copy of her, but take some traits, some good traits about that's with her, and incorporate it into your life. That's all I have to say. Let's get to it.
All right, guys, happy Thursday. And yo, check it. I'm about to end T.I.'s whole career. Yep, it's going to be a fun trip down memory lane. Plus, we're going to talk about Keke Palmer, her ex Darius Jackson, the one that was allegedly in that video beating her, gives advice on Twitter to, quote, wait till marriage and make sure God is the center of your...
Hey, I ain't gonna clown you, boy. We all make mistakes, my guy. We all make mistakes. But I'm glad you come out and say that, hey, wait for marriage, man. You've made a mistake, and you maybe putting out this tweet could save 10, 20 people from making the same mistakes that you have made. So the tweet is, for those who don't have kids, and this is something that I will emphasize to my son, wait to marriage and make sure God is the center of your relationship. There's a rule book that's been given to us thousands of years ago. Best to follow it, because everything else leads to Satan. When you follow Satan, you get Satan's rewards. And most of the time, it's not freaking good. So make sure y'all follow Christ. It's in the book. Christ will never lead you wrong. I promise to God. Christ will never lead you wrong. God said never swear. That's why I said promise. I promise God will never lead you wrong. Let's get to the video.
A relationship. Interesting. And later on, we're going to go through some videos on TikTok that are providing migrants with step-by-step instructions for hiring a smuggler and illegally entering America. Who is behind this funded effort to get illegals over the border?
Democrats.
The answer may surprise you. All that and more today coming up on Candace Owens. Vested media effort to make sure that Black America hates Candace Owens. And it's not just Candace Owens, by the way. It's to make sure that Black America hates any Black American who starts talking about conservative principles and realizes that there is an intentional effort to destroy Black America. And one of these ways, obviously, is through music. And I recognized this a long time ago. Back in 2019, I'm going to take you guys down memory lane in case you don't remember it. I got a phone call, and basically Diddy was hosting this summit, the Revolt Summit, and they wanted to invite one conservative onto the stage to talk about politics and, you know, everything that was at play that year. And of course, as a Trump supporter, Candace Owens was persona non grata in the Black community. But I was very encouraged to have been invited because here's the thing. When people say Candace doesn't do Black media, the truth is I don't get invited to do Black media. Because again, there is an intentional effort to make sure there is a wall between conservative thoughts and the Black American thought process that's coming through them via the media. So I went down, I was so excited. And there were so many important things that I said on that stage. But rapper T.I. seemed that he was hell-bent on making sure that Black Americans hated me on that stage, back and forth. He created this moment. Take a listen.
I want to be able to hear them. If I can't answer the question and you're just going to boo when I say slavery was all over the world, which is a fact, why are you booing a fact?
Because you're making light of...
No, I'm not.
You're making light of the enslavement of people that look like us. You can't make light of that. That ain't nothing you breeze over.
I haven't even finished the sentence. How am I making light of anything?
You started with some bull.
Okay.
You started with some BS, he said, and the media had their moment. They had a way to make sure that people didn't listen to the rest of the conversation. They painted me as someone that got up there and defended slavery. Here's just one of the headlines that was written about me after that moment, but it was all over hip-hop media. T.I. drags Candace Owens at Revolt Summit. Which period was America great? Again, nowhere in none of these media pieces. T.I. destroys Candace Owens over MAGA and slavery talk. But nowhere was it what I actually said. Nowhere did they want Black Americans to hear the words that were coming out of my mouth. And I bet now Black Americans wish they did hear it. Take a listen to what I actually said on that stage that they never saw.
Right now, the Black vote is the most important vote in the country. There's a very small window before our vote's not going to matter. These conferences won't matter, and us sitting here won't matter, because illegal immigration, if you're looking at the numbers, every new birth in this country, 60% of all new births are Hispanic Americans, and the Democrats are about, listen, you're saying, let me get to the point. I'm going to tell you what's wrong with it. I say illegal is the new black because it's true, and there's a reason why they're advocating for open borders. Right now, our vote means a lot, but new births of Black Americans have stagnated. The population growth within Black America has stagnated. So the things that I pay attention to are the numbers. I pay attention to the birth rates in this country, which is why I'm pro putting something down to stop illegal immigration.
So there it is. Obviously, T.I. was acting as a gatekeeper, and the Black media, and I don't even know who owns the Black media, was acting as a gatekeeper to that information. And now Black Americans are waking up to how true that is. This is now a problem, not just for Black America, but for all of America. But particularly, as I said, it was going to impact Black Americans first. So take a listen to what Pastor Brooks was saying regarding migrants in Chicago on the news.
Joining me now is Pastor Corey Brooks, CEO of Project Hood. Pastor Brooks, how utterly demoralizing it must be for these residents. What's going on? Is he a reflection of the way others are feeling?
Well, he seems to be a reflection of what others are feeling. You know, Chicago is a microcosm of what's going on all across the country. We've been made a sanctuary city, and, typically the citizens would have something to say about that. But here in Chicago, we're not able to practice a true democracy by saying if we want to be a sanctuary city or not. And as a consequence, they're being flooded into our neighborhoods, and lots of funds are being invested into individuals who are not American citizens. And for a lot of people, that seems to be a major problem.
And he's not the only one. Some other gatekeepers are now acknowledging what I said 5 years ago, pretending that they care about the Black community when they don't actually care. They are just suddenly saying it because it's, like I said on stage, too late. Al Sharpton also acknowledging that there is an invasion at the border and it's impacting Black America. Take a listen.
Couldn't there be some kind of public pressure put in the next couple of days in some of these senator states saying, why are you allowing this to continue? Because at the end of the day, senators have to deal with their voters. And at the same time, in the bill, you give money to Gaza, to civilians in Gaza and Israel. But the border, I mean, we're looking every day at the invasion of migrants, and they're playing a time game with politics on this.
Everything that you're seeing, of course, is just acting. Al Sharpton knew the information that I knew then, but he wanted to wait until it was too late so that he can pretend that he, in fact, represents the voice of Black America. So take a look at this. Yesterday, rapper Meek Mill tweeted this. I watch Candace Owens all the time, too. And it seems that for the first time, Black Americans are beginning to listen to what I am saying. I'm noticing that they're sharing clips, that they're saying, oh, she's suddenly starting to make sense. No, I've been saying the same thing
for 5 years.
Since the very beginning, since I appeared onto the scene. You just weren't allowed to hear it. And it's time to ask ourselves why that is. Why is it that Black America is prevented from being allowed to actually advance? And I'm talking about music, obviously. I'm talking about the intentional influence of all of these artists who do not represent Black culture. No, they represent the corrosion of Black culture. They are being artificially, obviously, distributed to convince Black minds that this is somehow ours and that we should fight to defend it. And so I'm happy that on The Breakfast Club, probably the most listened to talk radio show in Black America, they've tackled this topic. They covered me talking about Ice Spice's song, Fart. And here is what they had to say about it. Take a listen to Charlemagne the God.
Candace Owens is 34 years old. Of course, she's not going to get Ice Spice's fart, but there's a generation of kids that
I hope
enjoy
nobody
it.
get an Ice Spice fart. I hope Ice Spice would have the coof to not fart around people.
Bro, they love the song fart. Like, the song is a catchy song. The kids like the song. They do like the song.
But listen, everybody's
It's not for me,
entitled
though.
to everybody's entitled to their opinion. Because you don't like it. That's just the truth of the matter.
But
neither do I. But I know that ain't for me. Yeah, Candace Owens right. We falling as a society, y'all. Maybe she should have named it something else, something cuter, like poot. Like poot's a cuter. You know what I mean? Fart just sounds harsh.
Because she says, you're not the ish. You're not even a poot.
But it could still have the same lyrics. Maybe just a different title.
You're not the ish. You're not
Maybe
even a
breaking
poot.
wind.
You the ish. You're not even breaking wind.
Backfiring.
You're not the ish. You're not even backfiring.
Maybe gas. That's what it should have been called. Gas.
Still waiting on my invitation to the Breakfast Club, but I appreciate the fact that Charlemagne the God is acknowledging that, yes, this is a fall. Who is allowing it? These are the questions that we should be asking. Later on in that segment, Charlemagne says, well, this is the best art that Ice Spice can create. You know, she's, 22, 23 years old. And I would just like to remind everybody, in case you forgot, what 18-year-old Black Americans were creating long before an Ice Spice came around. There was the music that I grew up on. There was Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill in the Sister Act was about 18 years old when she sang like this.
God of glory, Lord of love, hearts unfold like flowers before thee.
That is the Black culture that I recognize. That is the sound of Black music that I recognize.
Beautiful voice.
And everything around us, again, not just Black culture, but in American culture, has been in a full, steep decline. We're all recognizing it. And now it's time for us to try to accurately identify who is sitting.
Man, Black people, let's do better. Let's do better. 2024. Let's open our eyes, right? Let's open our eyes and win, all right? Thank y'all for watching. Peace.